Hey guys, this is Arm Productions, aka Aiden and 4673, and this is Her Tears Were My Light. This is another one of the NaNoRenO games. I am slowly but surely coming to the end of the list. This is, one of the games on the list. I am fairly interested. It looks nice. I don't really know anything about it, really. Except that I think it's a fairly short. Of course, all of these NaNoRenO games have, like, short-ish, but it's a fairly short, game. And this looks very nice. Like, it really does. Like, the entire, like, atmosphere of it all. The music is very nice, and, like, you can see there's a lot of effort put into it. So, I am curious, is it just visual novel? Yeah, it's just visual novel. Right? Let's start. Darkness, darkness, and nothing in all directions. At some point I started thinking shouldn't there be something here? Something anywhere. I'm sorry, I'll have to do the... Oh wow, it's a lot of languages! That's impressive. I'm gonna, text speed. So I started looking. I don't know exactly what I was looking for, but as I wandered, I spotted a light in the distance. As I approached, I found another, and another. A trail of burning lights. They traveled out and away, their steady glow piercing tiny holes in the darkness. They fascinated me. I decided I'd walk until I reached the source. I found a girl. She was sitting on a bed of those stars. It was a beautiful sight. Someone's here. What should I say to her? Are you crying? Excuse me, but have you been crying? I feel so lonely. I just can't seem to stop. But there's someone here now. I didn't think someone would come, but you're here. We're time and space. I'm so happy! If you're happy, stop crying, honestly, Space. Huh? How do you know my name? I don't know, it just slipped out. How did I know her name? She never told it to me. But something about her feels so familiar, like an old friend. This isn't fair. I didn't even get to introduce myself. And now I have to ask for your name. It's time. Time. What are you doing? Saying it 8 times will help me remember. 8, on its side is infinity. That's how I'll never forget. 8 is like the greatest number in the entire world, to be honest. It's my lucky number, by the way. Oh, I should only say that in parts 8. It's unlucky if I say it outside part 8. Bad manner. I do like infinity. I have like a ring and earrings with infinity. I don't know. I quite like the sign. Maybe it's because it's my lucky number. But, like, yeah. I see. So, time. Where did you come from? The start? If I had to... Oh god, don't skip. Stop, don't do that. If I had to give it a name, I'd call it the start. The start? Yes, it would make sense to begin at the start. Does that mean we're now in the middle? But you started here, didn't you? I don't know if we can call it the middle. We can. This place has changed. Has it? Yes, you're here with me now, Time. So before the start was the start, and now it's the middle. It made sense in its own way. This girl is very straightforward. So if there's a beginning, is there an end? Probably. It would make sense for that to be the case. You think so too? I wonder what it's like. What if the end is sad? The start was lonely. Will the end be lonely too? I don't want that. You cry a lot, don't you? Yes, because, look, whenever I do, these stars come out. I already noticed, but maybe it's rude to point that out. I really can't explain it, but somehow they make me feel a little less lonely. So, from the start, you've been just here, making stars? Yes, you see, where there is nothing, I want to put something. Does that make sense? I guess it does. What kind of things do you do, Time? Move the universe. I can make the universe move, forwards, backwards. I can jump to any moment I've already experienced. Wow, that sounds like hard work. Making stars sounds harder to me. No, that's easy, watch. I didn't mean to make you cry again. Actually, this is a good chance to demonstrate. Huh? Alright, I've remembered the outcome. Now I'll rewind to when I said making stars sound harder, then I can try to stop her from crying. I need to rewind. I have a button for this. I set the button with the screen. If I can use, if I can't make use of the rewind button, then I'll end up going in circles. And if I get stuck, I can always reset, but for now, I need to rewind. Oh, so it goes in circles. I'm trying to rewind. Hey, don't start crying just to prove how easy it is, okay? Wow, that's cool. How did you know what I was about to do? That's my power. You already cried before, so I went back to the moment before you did in order to stop you. Wow, you're incredible, Time! Just nothing really. You know something? I only just met you, but I feel like we've always known each other. I did know your name from the first moment I saw you, so maybe your feeling is true. But I can't remember talking with you like this before. Just like I can't remember crying before you changed what happened. Must be a paradox. Hey, how did you find me in the first place? I just followed your stars, and here you were. Oh, that means, hey, if we ever get separated, I can just cry. That way you'll always be able to find me. Sure, but I don't know if I like the thought of making you cry. I won't have to, as long as you're here with me. I'm kind of afraid to go back to being alone. Alright, I'll stay. Doesn't seem like there's anyone else out there anywhere, so I have no reason to leave. Anyone else? Oh no! If there is someone else out there, don't you think we should go looking for them? You don't want them to feel lonely, do you? Exactly! I'm so happy you understand, Time. We wandered into the void together to see if we could find anything else out there, but all we found was darkness. And the more darkness we found, the more space would cry. I didn't like seeing her cry. I didn't want her to feel lonely. Much to my relief, she agreed to rest when I suggested it. I closed my eyes for a while, but when I opened them again, I was back in the dark. Space? No response. What happened? All the stars are gone too? Did I make a mistake? I'll rewind from here to before I closed my eyes. There's really nothing else out there in the void. Not that I've ever seen. But what if there is? What if they're lonely? Oh, thinking about it is so sad. If they're like me, they'll follow your stars to reach us. If we wander away from here, we might miss them. That's a good point. You're really smart, Time. I'm just thinking ahead. We waited there, on a bed of stars, for a long while. I didn't feel like anyone else would come, but Space seemed certain we weren't alone, and whether we'd be rewarded for our patience or not, sitting there next to her was nice. It was much better than being alone, surrounded by nothing. I won't close my eyes this time. I have to pay attention so I don't miss what caused everything to go black. Time, you look so serious all of a sudden. Something strange happened, but I don't know what it is. Something strange? Scanning the cosmos, I noticed something that seemed to be blocking out a group of stars in the distance. I spotted the anomaly. I could just barely make it out against the dark background of the void. There was someone out here after all. As soon as they noticed I'd spotted them, they disappeared. I squinted towards the area I'd been standing only a moment before, thinking I could easily find them again at such a distance. But very suddenly, she appeared right behind Space. What are you? No. She phased right through Space, somehow erasing her from existence. The stars around us dimmed and faded as she disappeared. This is what had happened before. This is what I'd missed by taking my eyes off her. It was awful. I wanted it to stop. Where Space once stood before me, now there was only nil. What have you done to Space? And the stars? You took away all the beauty, and now all that's left is the void. But it's beautiful like this too, isn't it? No, I don't like it. Bring back Space. Bring back her stars. If that's how you feel, I'll lock you in this moment until you understand. No, I won't accept this. But what can I do? If I return to the start, if I start over now, I could change this. Otherwise I'll be trapped in this loop. No. Reset? Yes. Am I? Okay. I knew someone was out here. I just had to find her again. So I started looking. I wanted to find Space. And as I retraced my steps, I spotted her light in the distance. There was Space, sitting in a bed of her stars just like I remembered. Oh, someone's here. You're alive. I thought something terrible happened, but you're right here. I'm glad you're still okay. Huh? She looked at me like we'd never seen me. Sorry, someone came to see me. She looked at me like she'd never seen me before. Because of course she hadn't seen me before. This Space was new. I could have expected her to remember what happened. In my excitement to see her alive and well, I'd forgotten that rule. I decided to try recreating the first memory. Never mind. Excuse me, but have you been crying? I just felt so lonely. I just can't seem to stop. But someone's here now. I didn't think someone would come, but you're here. I'm so happy. If you're happy, then stop crying, honestly, Space. How do you know my name? Of course I know your name, even though you didn't tell it to me the first time either. This isn't fair. I didn't even get to introduce myself, and now I have to ask for your name. It's Time. Time. What are you doing? Except it's impossible for you to remember when I go back before I told you. So, Time. So, Time? Where did you come from? Ah, future. Would you believe me if I told you I came from the future? When I thought I was all alone, you proved me wrong, so I'll believe whatever you say. Besides, there's this feeling in my chest that you're definitely someone I can trust. I'm glad. Well, it's true, I did come from the future. We've already met before, and you wanted to search this void to see if you could find anyone or anything else. That does sound like something I'd want to do. Did we find anyone? Someone found us, but it's hard to explain what happened. I don't want to scare her. We didn't find anyone. That's why I think we should stay together. Oh, maybe it would be sad if there was anyone out there and they were feeling as lonely as I lied to her. She said she'd believe whatever I say, and I took advantage of that trust. But I didn't know how to tell her what happened. I wanted to avoid the ending I saw before. If this path didn't lead to something better, I could always make a save point and rewind from here. Hey, Space. If you're from the future, why did you come here? Well, so I'd be able to talk to you again. Then in the future, when I ain't able to talk anymore? Oh no! Uh-oh, I'll reassure her so she doesn't start crying again. Yes, we were separated, but I'm going to change it so that doesn't happen. That's a relief. I should figure out a backup plan too, so that you're not the only one working hard at this. Oh. Hey, how did you find me in the first place? That's easy. I already knew where you'd been waiting for me. But I'm talking about the very first meeting. Before you knew where I was. When was that? I just followed your stars and here you were. Oh, that means, hey, if we ever get separated, I can just cry. That way you'll always be there to find me. Sure, but I don't know if I like the thought of making you cry. I won't have to as long as you're here with me. I'm kind of afraid to go back to being alone. I don't want to be alone either. I'm glad you feel the same way, Time. Would it be alright to just lay here together for a little while? If you want to, then I don't mind. I held her hand so that Nil wouldn't be able to sneak up on us. Our fingers interlaced so easily, it was as though they belonged together like this. But that was impossible. That feeling, even if it didn't make any sense, made me hold tighter. As long as I held on to Space, Nil wouldn't be able to take her away. We could lay here and admire the stars together and never do anything else. I'd be satisfied, just like this. Time, can I ask you something? What is it? What happened before? What was it that you came back in order to change? I already told you we got separated. I know, but I definitely would have been crying if that happened. Couldn't you have followed my stars? I couldn't. You weren't able to make them anymore. That's terrible. Yeah, it was. I'm glad you came back. If we couldn't find each other, I'd want to change that too. We lay there in silence for a while. I had the feeling Space could sense I was waiting for something. She didn't ask what. As long as I held on to her, she had nothing to worry about. Nil, surely she was watching us from somewhere the light from Space's stars didn't reach. I wanted to be ready. I wanted to be able to stop her when she appeared. But we fell asleep. No! No! I let it happen again. I've lost Space again. Time, don't go back anymore. Why are you doing this? She's just going to trap me here, isn't she? Stay. Preset. I knew what I had to do. I started looking for Space, as I wandered, I spotted a familiar light in the distance. Oh, someone's here! I want to save you. Space, listen carefully. Someone named Nil is going to come and take all of you and all of your beautiful stars away. Huh? Please, trust me. My name is Time, and I came from a future where that's exactly what happened in the end. I don't understand. I know it's a lot to take in. I want to protect you. I don't want Nil to take you away. I'm sorry? Oh, I'm sorry that I let myself get taken away. It's not your fault, Space. You don't want to be all alone either, do you? If you feel the same way as me, then it must have hurt. It's okay. I'm able to come back to prevent things like this. Please don't cry. Okay. I told Space about the other versions of our meetings that I knew of. I told her that Nil was somehow able to limit my power, trapping me in loops and keeping me from rewinding far enough to stop her whenever she appeared. And Space wanted to help. She said that if we worked together, we might have a chance. It was better than trying to fight this monster on my own. Nil only seems to appear when we let our guard down. I tried waiting before, but we fell asleep. Then we have to make the first move, but what should we do? I don't know. If I could go back far enough, just enough to know exactly what's going to happen so I'd be able to fix it, The only way I'd be able to learn anything is through seeing you getting taken away. I don't want to watch that happen again. Time. You're working hard, aren't you? I want to help. I don't want you to feel alone. I'm still here, so I hope I can do something for you. We stayed like this for a while. She was warm. It felt nice. I considered pausing the universe here, in this moment. After all, moving forward could cause something awful to happen again. And it was up to me whether or not to let this path play out. But I knew I didn't have to be afraid. Because I wasn't alone. Nil had already shown herself. Why are you doing this? This is Nil. Why do you look like me? You're the copy. Why won't you stay erased? Space, run! I'll stop her! But I don't want to be separated from you. It's only temporary. I promise I'll find a way back to you later, so get out of here. I don't like this. I don't like this. In an instant, Nil's body blinked out of existence. She slipped through my grasp. And once again, Space was gone. Was there nothing I could do? Nil had beaten me no matter what I tried. My attempts to change fate were only hurting Space again and again. Time. Why won't you look at me? You keep taking Space away. Of course I wouldn't want to look at someone who'd do that. You're crying for her? I felt so overwhelmed by hopelessness I barely noticed my tears. How strange. I thought, for me to cry so easily, Space was always the one who... And there it was again, the feeling I'd known her for much longer than I possibly could have. I didn't understand these feelings. Aren't you going to reset again? What's the point if you'll always... Again, she said. And she remembered the other times that I asked you before, what are you? I'm Nil. Emptiness, void, whatever you want to call me. Wherever there is something, I want to make it nothing. Does that make sense? Why would you want to do that? You just exist to take Space away? Space exists to take me away. Why can't you understand? Must I explain it to you? Time, please listen. Yes, here. You'll really listen to me? Just say what you want to say. Fine. If I know why she's doing all of this, I'll be able to think of a way to stop her, but there's another feeling in my heart when I look at her. Sympathy? Why? In the very beginning, I was alone. There was only me and the thick, empty, infinite darkness that surrounds us now. At some point, I thought I wanted there to be more than just that. That's when I changed nothing to something. It was also when you first appeared, Time. From that point on, it felt like we were all there ever was, and all there would ever be. One time and one space and no one else. We had so much fun together. I thought it could last for all of eternity. But then my light faded, and you stopped. You stopped, but I was still here. I was still here. But you re-want to be with the light I'd left behind. I waited for the end to come again, thinking maybe I could reach you there. But whenever it came, it was just a wind again to be with another new me, another new space. It made me so jealous. I waited so long for you to finally find me, but how could you? I couldn't cry. I couldn't create any light of my own for you to follow. You found new lights, her stars. You forgot about me. How could that be true? I don't have any memories like that. There's no way I would forget about space. But you did. Again and again. She always returns to nothing, to me, and you always go back to the beginning. You never stay with me. You always want to stay with space, but not nil. It's because my darkness isn't as beautiful. You always choose her stars over me. I erased everything, all of the universes, and started over with just one for you and me. But space is always there too, and you always go to her. Is that why I can't remember it? Because you erased the universe that held those memories? Do you know what all the universes are now? It's you and space together, and I'm all alone. That's why I wanted to bring you to the end faster. I even learned how to stop you from rewinding. When I erased her, I could finally reach you, but you only got mad at me. I'd finally get everything set right, but you didn't understand anything at all. I was stupidly hoping you would remember everything if you just see me again. I was so angry when you didn't. How could I recall memories that were erased, unless these feelings in my heart? I still can't stop you from resetting. I can't stop you from doing what's always brought you closer to her. You've been going farther and farther away. I didn't know what to do anymore. I didn't want to have to explain it all to you like this. I wanted you to remember your own. But I can't take this anymore. No. Even if those memories were erased for me, they still left an impression on my heart. And that impression, that love has driven every action up to this point. But you and space are connected. All of my memories with you were with who space is now. That's how I got confused. I don't want to hear that. Thanks to you, I finally understand what I've been feeling all along. And it's that you are someone very precious to me. Even if those feelings were projected onto you, to a you who wasn't you anymore. I'm sorry now. You're so mean. You treated me like I was the bad one. I was the one who messed up from the start. Can you ever forgive me? All I wanted was to be at your side again. And you forgot about me. I won't forgive you so easily. That's fine. I'll work hard to make it all up to you. Good. You have all of eternity to do that. Just the two of us. I'm sorry, Nell. I promised space I would go back to us. To her. No. Why? Am I not good enough for you? Staying here would mean I'm forgetting that part of you again. And I don't want that. I'm not going to leave any part of you all alone, do you understand? I understand, but I still don't like it. What can I do in order for you to accept this, then? If you're really serious, then return to the beginning. I want to start over with you. But instead of looking for space first, you have to find me instead, okay? You promise you'll come to me first? I promise. Yes, I promise to come find you. Good. It's a promise. Alright now, I'll see you again soon. Nell was someone out there in this emptiness. She'd been waiting for me all along. You found me. I promised I would. You also promised we would never be apart, and you promised I was the only one you'd ever love, and you promised... Hold on, you're talking about a version of me who's not around anymore. I personally haven't promised you anything like that. Forgetting about it is no excuse. I'm still holding on to everything you've said in the past. You're pretty strict. This is your punishment for everything you put me through. Fine. As long as you don't start making things up to get me to do whatever you want. I'll be fair. Are you ready to meet Space? No. She isn't going to like me. She won't remember what you did before, and if we told her, I think she'd understand how you felt. What's wrong? You really don't want to meet her? It's not that, it's just... Do we have to do it right away? I still haven't forgiven you yet. So that's how it is. Maybe if you'd give me a kiss, perhaps I'd forgive you a little bit. You're really cute. I know. I'd fallen right back into the place as if I'd never been gone. Her touch felt so familiar. How could have ever forgotten it? We must have had millions of these kinds of encounters before. Why else would it have felt so natural? Every moment like this, that was lost to me. I'd have to make new memories to replace them one by one. Oh, these stars. They don't feel lonely. Their light feels happy. Oh, someone's here. Hey, that was kind of cool. Okay. Is there some true beginning? Well, that seems good. Right. Hey, isn't it a little different now? Like it's light down here. Oh, that's a nice detail. Yeah, it's definitely different. And then restart the entire game probably. That's really cool. That was a very nice experience. Honestly, that was very cute. This will be another one of those wood part videos. Because I want, as I've mentioned before, to finish the NaNoRenO game soon. But yeah, that was really cool. I really liked that. I hope you enjoyed too. That was really cute. I very much enjoyed that. I see like there's a lot of effort put into this game and like a lot of atmosphere, and I really love that like thing where you had to go back to the main menu. It reminded me a little of Redacted Life. Less creepy and more like fascinating gameplay. It was very interesting and different. So I liked that a lot. So yeah. Short shoot experience. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you in the next part or whatever. Excuse me, make. Goodbye.